I love you with my heart, with my soul, with every fiber of my entire being. How are you feeling right now, beautiful soul? So I wanted to share with you about addiction. And there are all different types of addiction, but I wanted to talk specifically about alcohol because alcohol on this planet is such a big issue. Spirits. When people drink spirits, they are drinking spirits. It's why they're called spirits. The alcohol is infused with an energy. And those spirits, those energies, they are consumed by a human being. And then those spirits start to take over the consciousness of a human. It's one of the reasons it's so hard to stop drinking alcohol. There are also the emotional, traumatic reasons why people drink. Reasons from childhood, teenage years, 20s, 30s. People experience trauma throughout their life. People will experience rejection. People are trampled on and not allowed to express themselves. People are beaten. There are all sorts of different traumas that people experience, which can lead to ultimately a lack of love and a disconnection within oneself. And so when people are drinking, they're searching for this connection. And alcohol numbs the pain. It never really syncs up that connection because the spirits interfere and they take control of the human being. I remember when I was younger, I took every drug under the sun. I used to drink for years, take drugs for years. I'd wake up in the morning, pour myself a vodka and Red Bull. And sometimes I would drink vodka or Bacardi neat from the bottle. And that would be how I started my day. I'd go out for days with no sleep, drinking cocaine, ecstasy, acid, all sorts of chemicals. And when the body gets into that mode, it's really difficult to stop, especially when the spirits come into play. This whole world is crazy. This whole world is also beautiful. Stopping drinking alcohol, stopping taking drugs is a choice. But a lot of people have to go through pain when they want to stop drinking and want to stop taking drugs because the body is addicted to the chemicals. And when the body isn't getting its chemical fix, it experiences extreme pain. I remember years ago I was in Spain and I woke up one morning and went to grab the bottle of vodka. And this is after drinking for many years. And I lifted the bottle up and put it to my lips and I heard this little voice in my head say, "Don't do it, there's no turning back." And I had this battle for about 20 or 30 minutes, holding the bottle, going to drink it, going to put it down, going to drink it, going to put it down. And in the end, I put it down. And it took so much willpower to put it down. My body was screaming, but there was just something deep inside of me that told me that if I drank this one drink, this was literally the end of me. And I was able to summons up the willpower to put that bottle down. And I didn't drink for quite a while. And then there was a time in my life when I started drinking again, but it wasn't as heavy as before. And I got back on the drugs again. And then I got off it. And I got back on it again. And over several years, I managed to bring myself into a space where I didn't need drugs anymore. And if I wanted a drink, I could go and have a glass of wine and then put it down. Or I could go and have a lager or a beer or whatever, 1 or 2 pints and then stop, which I was never able to do before. But a big part of this process was me doing the inner work. It was me going into my heart, deep into my consciousness, and realizing the traumas that had created this addiction in the first place. And by going in and working with my inner child, by going in and working on soul aspects and soul fragments from past lives and parallel realities, I was able to deal with the underlying trauma that wanted me to fill that hole, that space, that gap, and connect me to love in the first place. And as that was dissolved and transmuted, the need to want to drink became less and less. You still have to battle with the body because the body still wants to get its fix. And the body communicates with the brain, and then the brain starts to have thoughts. Why don't you just go and have one drink? It'll be okay. They're not really your thoughts. It's the program running. And what we have to do is to be able to dissolve the program. When we dissolve the program, because our body literally is a biological computer, right? Our body and brain, it behaves like a computer system, downloading information. Some of it's positive, some of it's negative. And so by going in and removing the programs, which are the childhood traumas, the past life experiences, even future life experiences, because there's no past or future really, there's only the present moment. So once you get into the quantum field, everything is now. So by going in and releasing these traumas, dissolving these patterns and these programs, you get the opportunity to step forwards. But it's not really a stepping forwards, it's a stepping inwards into love, and to have that solid, unified, 0-point connection where you literally are whole and you are love and there's no separation. And from there you can make better choices. But when you're in the thick of it and you're drinking and you're taking drugs every day, morning, noon, night, it's a hell of a pattern to break, because you're fighting so many battles at once. You're fighting the battle with the alcohol, with the drugs. You're fighting the body's desires and needs, the brain's desires and needs. You're battling against the trauma that's locked inside of you, which is programming you left, right, and center. And as you try and make better choices, it reprograms you and sends you back on that dark and destructive and chaotic roller coaster of a ride. So you end up going round and round in circles. One thing that we find, people come to our group healing sessions, they're submerged into a high frequency environment for 6 hours, 7 hours, and we're running frequencies and deprogramming them. People are coming in with crazy addictions to food, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, pornography, and they're leaving these group healing sessions and they never want to watch porn again. They don't want to drink again. They don't want to smoke again. They don't want to take drugs again. We're able to deprogram them at such a deep level. But not just that, we're able to wipe their computer code, okay? It's one thing deprogramming them on a multi-dimensional level, but also inside the DNA, inside the cells of a human being, the computer code, the DNA, stores the information that the soul has been downloading from this reality and multiple others. We're able to go in and wipe that computer code clean. So there's no remnants of programming hanging around. There's no old information stored that could reignite any programs that were once there. Everything dissolves, everything disappears, and people walk out from our group healings completely shifted, completely changed. People with mental health walk out with no mental health. People with anxiety, people with depression, they walk out of our group healings with no anxiety and no depression. And this goes for all sorts of injuries, illnesses, and diseases. But the topic of discussion today is addiction. And addiction can be shifted just like that. Going and seeing a psychologist isn't going to help you. Going and talking about your problems and programs is only going to keep them installed. You need to engage in radical action. And that involves making some radical choices. You've got to know that you're strong and powerful, and that once you make a choice, the body and the brain are always going to fight back. But you're strong enough to overcome that. It takes discipline and willpower and a strong commitment. and the self-awareness to know that you do have a problem in the first place, and that problem can be sorted, shifted, solved, transmuted, changed. And we as human beings have to take the responsibility to do that. The day that I battled with a bottle of vodka was a massive changing point in my life, a massive shifting point. You can make those shifts too. We all can. We're all powerful enough to do that. Breath work is beautiful for helping you through addiction. When you're making the choices to stop drinking, to stop taking drugs, you go in and you start doing deep breath work. Conscious, deep breaths. There are many different types of breath work. When you join Infinity on the starmagichealing.com website, you can engage in guided meditations, breath work, cosmic yoga, high frequency nutrition. You can join our community. The meditations alone have healing frequencies. They will help you stop drinking, smoking, watching porn, whatever addiction it is that you've got going on in your reality. Everything can change, beautiful soul. Everything can change. Go and check out starmagichealing.com. Join Infinity. It's a monthly membership. You get access to all of our tools. They will help you. Come and join one of our group healing sessions and take that radical plunge to make those radical shifts and those radical changes quickly. It shouldn't have to take time, beautiful soul. We don't want to go through the pain and the suffering. Not when things can shift at a rapid rate. Healing can be instantaneous. But you're the one that's got to make the choice to get involved. You're the one that's got to have the levels of self-awareness to know that it's on you. And you're the one that's got to take responsibility for your life. No one's coming to rescue you. No one's coming to save you. It's on you. Just like it's on me and just like it's on everybody else. One thing I do know, because I've worked with thousands of people, okay? We've trained thousands of people at Star Magic to heal with our frequency. We've helped hundreds and thousands, millions of others in our workshops, in our online gatherings, in our global meditations, to change their lives massively. Now it's your turn. Step up, get involved, engage with us, and I promise you, it'll be one of the best choices you've ever made. Addiction is poisoning souls, it's poisoning human beings' bodies. These things are put into place in our reality field to tempt us. Of course, when you stop drinking, when you stop smoking, when you stop the addictions that you've got, after a week you're going to feel amazing. After 2 weeks you're going to feel even more amazing. After 6 months even more amazing. And you think, how can it get any better? Quite often during these periods, this is where people relapse because they forgot how bad they felt when they did it. So they slip back into the program. But I guarantee you, when you go for a year, 2 years, your energy, your frequency keeps elevating and expanding. Your consciousness keeps expanding. Your frequency goes up. Your energy rises. You become a more empowered human being day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. And it gets better and better. And as long as you keep working and expanding and start living a high frequency lifestyle where you do your breath work and your meditation, you go to the gym, you exercise, you have your cold showers in the morning and the evening, you do your intermittent fasting, you eat clean, high frequency foods, your frequency just keeps elevating. And there are no limitations, there's no ceiling to this. So the question is, are you prepared to make the change? Are you prepared to make that radical choice and get involved? You are powerful. You're a lion, you're a lioness, you're a god, you're a goddess. You are one powerful, unfuckwithable being. But you got to know this in your own heart. There's no point me telling you. There's no point anyone else telling you. You got to take the deep dive and know it and feel it for yourself, beautiful soul. So go and check out starmagichealing.com. Go and shine your light, speak your truth, live your truth. Make up this game of life by your own rules. Have fun, enjoy the process, because it's a magical ride and there's so much to enjoy on this beautiful planet. I will see you again real soon, beautiful soul. Stay strong, stay focused, be empowered. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul.